So while I was in the middle of quarantine and social distancing and sitting at home, not doing a whole lot, and being kind of depressed and being in this stressful situation, I was thinking, I have been basically sleeping around all day, watching TV and not doing a whole lot of anything, and getting high out of my mind. Mind you, on the government's bill, I'm not going to be in any kind of shape to work anyway after this. So I might as well try something new in the middle of it all. So the concept of homelessness and homeless people have always seemed to fascinate me. You wonder, how did these people end up here? How did these people kind of just fall out of society and end up where they are? A lot of people will say things like, get yourself a damn job. Homeless people are just lazy. If they could just work, things would be better. I'm giving you my money. Go work for your money. No, it just doesn't really work that way. A lot of homeless people, talk to them, if they could work, they would. They would do anything to get out of this. A lot of them can't. A lot of them are kind of stuck. They have issues surrounding mental health and drug addiction, and there's just not a lot of support for them. Like, can you imagine a homeless person trying to get a job or like going to an interview? So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? On the street, begging for money? Great, we'll let you know. Like, the absolute cognitive dissonance that people have is disgusting sometimes. So during this epidemic, obviously homeless people are going to be some of the people that are most affected by this, because shelters are overrun anyway, and it's very hard for these people to actually socially isolate or be able to stay inside and avoid getting sick. But if you do get sick with the coronavirus, at least in lots of parts of Canada, larger cities, shelters and charities have been working with hotels to house coronavirus people who do not necessarily have a permanent address. Yep, the world has to be falling apart, literally crumbling at its seams, before someone cares about the goddamn homeless population. Yeah, maybe someone who's living on the streets now wants to get this goddamn virus because, they could probably fight it off, and then they go get to live in a goddamn hotel for 2 weeks. Or until this thing kind of blows over. It's like, what am I going to fucking do after that? You're giving people all of these resources to help them deal with the virus, but there's just not going to be a real concept of how this society is going to behave afterwards. Like, a lot of these implementations that they're making for vulnerable people really should have been in place before this happened, to be freaking frank. So it's just going to be kind of interesting to see what happens afterwards and how attitudes start changing about world and vulnerable populations after all this.